This podcast is part of the Deluxe Edition Network. To find other great shows on the network, head over to deluxeeditionnetwork.com. That's deluxeeditionnetwork.com.
Bev's Video Kingdom is intended for a mature audience. Listener discretion is advised.
Bev's Video Kingdom really is brought to you by...
What the fuck?
What's up, dude?
One of my renters broke the toilet again. That dude takes giant shits. Now I know what I'm doing tomorrow.
Why don't you hire a property management company or something to take care of that stuff?
Because they suck, and they take 10%.
You know, our dude Hank owns and manages Heritage Realty Partners. I think he said he only charges 5%, and he visits each property at least once a month.
That's right, he's always posting beers from the road. You have his number?
Actually, I do. His personal number is 805-451-5734.
Perfect. Now he can deal with my renter's big shits.
Heritage Realty Partners.
For all your property management and investment needs.
Start this thing.
BVK land, how are we doing? Welcome to another episode of the BVK podcast. This is a draft episode. Scotch, you are sitting across from me. How are you doing today?
I'm doing well. It's interesting because usually whoever hosts the last episode hosts the draft episode, but we're doing something weird this time.
Yeah, it's not. I mean, we usually this is where we would start talking shit, being like, "Hey, it's just me and Scotch, and those motherfuckers aren't here today."
Zach and really fucked off again.
But we've got a little something special because Zach, considering that we did the movie Halloween last week with our friends from the Two Chicks in a Horror Flick podcast, Tawny and Felicia, Zach decided he wants to man the judging station.
For the first time.
For the first time ever, he's going to be judging our draft picks. And so you've got Scotch and I here to make 4 picks, but we're also joined by our friends Felicia and Tawny, who you heard last week on our Halloween pod. Felicia, Tawny, how are y'all doing?
So good.
Doing real good.
So ready.
Ready?
I'm not ready. I'm nervous. I have no idea what I'm doing, but I'm excited.
Felicia's so scared. But
now you guys have been in the judging seat before, so you guys have judged a BVK draft. That was previously we did most memorable
non-horror movie scary scene in a non-horror movie.
Scary scene in a non-horror movie. There right. You go. Yeah. And I believe you might have chosen me as the winner. I could be wrong.
I refuse to remember.
I think so. But that time, me and Tawny were together, and she was walking me through it. So.
Well, that's true. That is true. But at the same time, we're here tonight to have you guys actually draft. You're going to get on this side of the table here to pick your picks. And the draft, as I sent it to you, is the most memorable final girls in horror movies.
Hang on. Let's just clarify, because I think what you said was the most memorable final surviving girl in a horror movie or something. It actually didn't say final girl.
You said surviving, Brad?
Well, we're pulling it up.
Let's see.
Go into the tape.
I thought I checked it today to see exactly what I wrote, and here I'm going to it. So let's go up to the top. It says...
You should know from us judging that we take this very seriously.
Most memorable final surviving females in horror movies.
You use the word surviving?
But why would final girl is a survivor, right?
Well,
isn't that the truth?
It's true.
Yeah.
It's true.
Okay, my question right now. Can you be the final girl in a horror movie and not survive?
I don't think so.
No, but I think there are several movies that you could be a surviving girl, not the only.
So there's multiple surviving girls.
Okay. All right.
So and at that point, I think what we would do is pretty much allow whatever, and then the judge would just have to decide on their own without us necessarily. That's what we've been doing lately. It's like, let's just allow it and then take a chance. And if you want to take something that might be a little bit on the edge, that'd be up to you. And it could be an amazing pick, and it could be, a bad idea. So I don't know.
Yeah. I'm really nervous for the judging.
I think my biggest distinction is going to be what is classified as a horror movie, because I feel like some of mine on my list are at least horror adjacent. I wouldn't necessarily they're strictly horror films, but I think they're close enough that they should be acceptable. But again, I'm going to leave it up to the judge to decide, because he was told final girl in horror movies. That's what he has been told. So that's his.
I know that I have some adjacent picks.
Okay. Well, that's nice. Now, I will say, Scotch and I recently, we've done a lot of 2-person drafts. Well, it's been 4-person drafts, but only 2 BVK members. We've had 2 guests drafting with us. And we held our own for one, and we finished first and second. And then the next one, we finished third and fourth. Right. So it was the first time a non-BVKer had won a BVK draft. So this has been done before.
Right.
But I think we are probably at the biggest disadvantage tonight that we've ever been in.
Right, because neither one of us are horror fans. We don't watch the movies. Obviously, you girls are, because that's what you do. That's what you love. And my biggest worry is with Zach is I think he's going to know my picks, because there's a handful that I've mentioned before, things that we've talked about before, and I have a feeling he's going to see if I happen to pick those, he's going to know it's my team, and he's going to pick me last just because he's a dick. And so I'm at an extra disadvantage. Not only do I not really know horror at all, that I think he's going to be out to get me because he doesn't want me to win. And my list is going to be transparent. But we'll see. Who knows?
And you guys, and again, we're saying this right now just to try to psych you out, because we're trying to make you feel like it's so easy, and you're like, oh, we're for sure going to win. We're definitely trying.
I don't even know what I'm doing.
We're playing some psychological warfare here, but at the same time, for you, I think for you two, it's going to be interesting to think, how obscure do you go? Because you might pick one that was amazing that barely anybody's seen, and you're hoping Zach has seen it. Because if
totally,
you could completely do a swing and a miss where it's like, oh my God, you haven't seen this, and it just kind of ruins your pick. So it's a little bit interesting from your perspective.
Well, one of you asked off air is do I pick something I think Zach will like? And I think it's. You guys actually have a better chance of picking something that he likes, because you've seen a lot more movies, and I don't watch anything that he likes. So I think I don't know. I have to pick with my heart, because that's all I know. But there's gonna be some obscure things that I bet you that you're gonna come up with that you're like, Zach's gonna oh, that's the dopest movie I've ever seen in my life, because everybody got tortured and it's amazing. and
it gives you all the wrong feelings at the end.
Everybody died except for this one girl, and she was mutilated, and it was so dope.
On the other hand, though, you guys kind of have a leg up, because what I am struggling with, and what I think Felicia probably also struggled with, wasn't picking from horror movies, but it is what's most memorable to Zach, and you guys are going to have a better idea of that, I think, than we are.
Memorable is always tricky on these drafts also, because we'll pick most memorable whatever the category is, and then we'll all choose memorable whatever, and then the judge will decide it's the best, and they'll say so sometimes you just have no idea what the judge is going to do. So Zach could throw a total wrench in this whole entire thing, and I think we're all
I think this could be somewhat even, but I'm still putting advantage in the 2 Chicks in a Horror Flick podcast ladies. Well,
let's just get on with it. And Brad, what day is it?
I believe it is.
I think I was in a horror movie when I did that.
And ladies, that is not. We didn't hire Axl Rose. That was Scotch Beck, the man himself, sitting across from me.
Wow, amazing!
I stabbed myself in the testes when I sang that note.
Hey, he holds that longer than I think anybody in the history of rock music. I appreciate it. Before we move forward with our draft, yes, it is draft day. I'm going to go ahead and say that BVK is part of the Deluxe Edition Network. The Deluxe Edition Network is a network of podcasts with all sorts of topics for you to enjoy, including our Podcast of the Year award-winning podcast, Beverly's Bev's Video Kingdom. Already struggling here. Love it. Scotch, what are the podcasts of the month?
if we are still in October, which I think
it is Halloween today.
It is, today is Halloween?
Today is Halloween. It is absolutely the heart of spooky season.
Oh my gosh. I
Yay.
thought it felt spooky out there. We have 2 very spooky, scary podcasts on our network to listen to. We have The Graveyard Club and Terror Tuesday. You can check them out at deluxeeditionnetwork.com and get more information and see where you can listen to them and see other amazing podcasts.
I got to get use of that button at least for 2 weeks.
I know, right?
And then it's going to be Jingle Bells. All right. So we are part of the Deluxe Edition Network, as we told you, and now it's draft day for BVK. So I need to create a draft order here. So let's go ahead and find out how that worked out. So, you know what? I'm kind of sadistic, not as sadistic as Zach, but I decided to, you know what? Send an actor, but portraying a murderer to all of your houses, including my own. I just told him, I said, I need to hire you to go to these 4 addresses, and I need you to basically try to murder the person and see how they do. And I said, including myself. I don't know when you're going to show up, but hey, go ahead and show up at my house and try to murder me. And so
actually, like for real murder? Or,
no, he's an actor.
Actor.
Yeah, I didn't want him actually killing
Pretend
anybody.
murder.
Right.
But basically, if he catches you, you can just assume that you were murdered. So I sent him out there, and the person who did the worst, the 4th place,
Who failed to get away. That was our friend Tawny.
Whoa,
Tawny,
ow.
the guy showed up at your house and you tripped running up the stairs. You actually knocked yourself out. So consider yourself murdered. So you're 4th.
Why did you go upstairs,
4th.
Tawny?
I
Upstairs?
Yeah,
would never
I
go
know.
upstairs.
I was like, I thought you would have all of the rules down pat, and
She had the
somehow
advantage.
you panicked.
I did. I just panicked. Yeah.
I even heard you said, I'll be right back.
I know it was terrible.
Jeez.
The 3rd worst, that would be myself. I jumped out the window. I ran to my neighbor's house, but they basically let me die because I always park my car in front of their house, and they're just like, fuck that guy. And so dude ended up catching up to me. So I got 3rd.
All right.
In 2nd place, we had Felicia. And now, Felicia, you did a great job. You grabbed a baseball bat. You defended yourself well. You almost escaped, except you did a celebration dance for your TikTok fans in front of the killer's body. He immediately popped back up, and you got murked. So that was all
I
bad.
hate myself right now.
You were celebrating. You were going, oh, 2 chicks in a horror flick. What? And you were doing a little dance. And yeah, and it turned out really bad for you. So sorry about that. First, that was Scotch. He expertly maneuvered around his house. He made the killer look foolish on many occasions, and eventually he goaded them into chasing you all the way to the police station where they got arrested. So good job by you.
You must have hired
Well done.
the big actor, because anybody that can outrun to the police station, they gotta be big too.
Hey, well, you got into the police station. And yeah, the police station's like, what, about like 5 miles from here?
I hope so, because I'm not running very far.
Oh, yeah. But hey, good job by you. You got 1st place. So that means our draft order: drafting 1st, Scotch; drafting 2nd, Felicia; I'm drafting 3rd, which is not the great position; and 4th is Tawny. But 4th means you will get the 4th and the 5th pick. So you will be drafting with
2 in
what
a
we
row.
like to call a rapperito.
The Rapperito.
So that's what's going down. So Scotch, you get to lead off. The king of the horror flicks is what I heard your Instagram handle is, right?
Yeah.
King of the horror
I mean,
flicks.
if there's any category that I know, it's this one. I feel very confident. I actually...
So I'm thinking, one more clarification. I think we should pick our person, and it has to be from a specific movie. You can't just say I'm taking such and such from
franchise?
from the franchise. I think it's got to be from a specific movie. Do you guys, what do you think about that? You can reference other movies, but I think when I put it on the sheet, I'm going to put it as a singular movie.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, that's okay.
Does that work?
Yeah, I think that makes sense.
And I'll give you... my first pick is going to be a good example of that. As I think you can go a bunch of different ways based on different lists I've looked at. Again, I'm not a big horror guy, so I could be just completely out of left field. But this was a movie that actually was my introduction and actually almost made me feel like, oh, I can watch some scary movies. You know, it's like, this movie's actually pretty great. And it's not necessarily a horror, it's more sci-fi horror. but I'm going with Ellen Ripley from Aliens.
You gotta do it.
Yeah.
Aliens. So
Aliens.
Yep.
Part
Aliens.
2.
Okay.
Get away from her, you bitch. She puts on the damn machine. She kicks the shit out of the alien, the airlock, all that stuff. So it's and I can't believe I actually get to draft something I've seen. So that's a good start for me. So
this is right already drawing the little line, because Alien is definitely considered a horror movie. Aliens to me has always been an action movie, but that's just my.
I think if you Google it, it says sci-fi horror.
Okay.
But, I don't know.
It does. It's a horror movie.
Yeah.
All right.
That's what
Can
we
I
say.
ask you a question though? Because you said Ripley from Alien 2. Does that mean then we can choose the character from Alien 1, or no, now this character is removed from the draft?
If you wanted to, you could definitely take somebody from. You could take the same character from a different movie. I think that's allowed. I wouldn't necessarily recommend it, but
Yeah,
I think it's allowed.
Because we did a time travel draft, and this is a bad example because I fucked it up. So I ended up somebody drafted the DeLorean from Back to the Future, which is a great pick, right? Well, I ended up drafting the DeLorean from Back to the Future 2 because it
flying DeLorean.
it flies. But it's the same DeLorean. It's the same DeLorean. It's the same car. So I ended up fucking myself because the judge said, "Well, that's the same car, so you get 0 points." And I actually lost because of that. So it all depends on what Zach thinks. You could go, "I'll take Ripley from Alien," and he might say that's a better Ripley, or he might say, "Well, it was already drafted." So it's a personal pick.
It's part of the draft process.
Okay, Felicia, you've been nervous. You've been scared.
Okay, so I'm sorry, just one last question. So I pick someone now, or do I need to pick how I have them ordered on a list?
No,
I just make a pick?
You can always make whatever pick you want, and it could be based on what, somebody already picked something that I didn't. Now it's going to steer me away to something different, or just you're picking your favorite right now.
Pick the best last girl that you can think of.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you guys for your patience.
Of course.
All good.
My top pick for the most memorable final girl is Laurie Strode from Halloween.
Yeah. I think that's a great, yeah. I was fighting myself between that one and Ripley, and so I think that's a fantastic second pick. And I think Zach
Ripley's my second.
Okay.
Ripley was my second.
Yeah.
I thought that was a great one.
Yeah.
So Laurie Strode, maybe she gets better in the next ones, but I mean, she's memorable. 100% she's memorable.
Memorable
Jamie
is
Lee
the key
Curtis,
word.
and that is the key word. But holy shit, she is terrible. She makes a lot of bad decisions, as we talked about.
I was trying
week.
to think memorable, like
No.
everyone knows her.
That's the key word. That is the key word. Everybody knows Halloween, Jamie Lee Curtis for sure.
And just so you know, just because you are our guests and you are our friends, that doesn't mean we're not going to also make you feel horrible about your picks throughout this. We're going to.
Oh yeah, that's part of the shit talk.
That's what we
game.
do. Yeah, you're going to make a pick, and we're going to say that's the dumbest pick ever. So just.
Oh, I can't wait to hear your future picks.
Right.
I can't wait.
Oh yeah, please feel free to shit on.
Someone
any of
is going to
picks.
pick that vampire chick from the movie we watched with you that I don't even remember the title.
Oh yeah.
Near Dark.
Near Dark. She's definitely on my list. You already let Scotch off the hook with the whole action hero Ellen Ripley rather than horror movie Ellen Ripley, but whatever. All right, so my first pick here, I think, and I mentioned this last week, as it just being a horror movie I really dug, and maybe it's because it came out when I was in high school, and it's the cool version of a horror movie. I think I have to go with Sydney from Scream.
Yep.
She figures things out. She gets pretty tough at the end, and it's pretty awesome. So I'm taking Sydney. I think it's Prescott. Is that her name?
Prescott. Yeah.
Yeah, from Scream.
Yep.
Yeah. My list that I have is
dwindling
very quickly.
Yeah, the later rounds for us might be a struggle, but we'll see. So Tawny, you are up. Your team 4 here. You get 2 picks, so you get to make your first pick, and then you will make your second pick, and then it'll be back to me.
Okay. Ooh, this is exciting. My top pick is my number 1 pick, and I am shocked that no one else picked it. I'm going to go with Clarice from Silence of the Lambs.
Interesting.
I have that one listed too.
I was
Don't
hoping very, very badly that would come back to me.
That is sneaky. Gosh dang it.
Did you have that on your list?
I
Did you
did
thought of
not
that?
have that on my
Oh.
list, and I'm very pissed that I didn't think of that one. Because you don't think of that as a horror movie, like the, typical horror movie. And she's absolutely the final girl in that. That is a great pick.
We did Silence of the Lambs
Great pick, Tony.
just a couple months ago.
A few months ago, yeah.
A month ago or so. Yeah.
Damn it.
God, that movie is great.
Oh, for sure.
I was hoping.
Horror aficionados do think of that as a horror movie, just so you know.
Yeah.
Yes, yeah. For sure.
Great pick.
Um,
Damn it.
Okay, thanks.
I was really hoping that you were going to suck at this for some reason. I don't know why I would think that.
I love that. That was her number one. And
It's so great.
When you're the fourth pick in these drafts, it's always the worst because it's like, oh, damn, I was going to pick. Oh, damn. And it's like, usually you're just getting like stabbed over and over. This time it was just sitting there waiting for you at the fourth pick.
Okay.
So that's beautiful.
So now your next pick.
Pick number 5
Yes.
overall, your second pick for your team.
I will say 2 out of the 3 were on my list, so I had to remove them. So
Okay.
that's something. Ellen and Lori, you have to do them. My second pick, I'm going to go with Reagan from The Exorcist.
Yes.
Interesting.
Sorry. I had that.
Yeah, we just did that on our podcast. That was our last episode. And
So glad
Yeah.
you picked her.
I'm hoping that my risks pay off a little bit here. 'cause
Right.
it's-
Yeah.
I'm not going, I mean, these 2 picks at least are not typical final girls, but
Right.
I'm going to make my case to Zach.
Now, the new Exorcist has been just showing up like mad on my like commercials on anything I'm watching that has ads. Did you all see that new one yet?
We are recording next week on it.
Okay.
I
Or this
have,
week. I haven't.
yeah, Felicia hasn't.
Okay, so I want you don't no need to comment then because
Oh, yeah,
save
no
it for the
spoilers.
pod. But okay, yeah. So I just thought it was interesting. I mean, obviously bringing back some original folks and
And then definitely anybody who is interested in hearing the podcast about the new Exorcist, tune in soon to Two Chicks and a Horror Flick.
there you go. Look at that. Great plug. Great plug. All right, so that's your first 2 picks. It is on to my second pick here, and let me look over my list. I'm trying to stick to ones that I know I have seen. Let's see. What is our next direction we want to go here? I've got some fun ones. Gosh, I wish Clarice was here. That would have been great. I'm going to go ahead and start with another big time movie. I mean, she basically kind of like inspires the Dream Warriors and everything. So I'm going with Nancy,
Son of a bitch.
Nightmare on Elm Street. Again, I'm gonna
that
go
hurts.
pretty pop culture here.
That was the other one I knew.
That hurts.
I knew you were going to take that.
And then she later like plays herself as like the actress who plays her like in a later
Right.
movie in a weird like meta type character. So that's kind of
I
wild.
think I tuned out on that. And actually, Dream Warriors was so I watched Dream Warriors first out of all the nightmares, and I think it was at friend's house party or whatever. And again, I didn't watch any of these movies ever, and we watched it. I was like, oh, wait, this is kind of cool. They have like powers, and this isn't too bad. It wasn't that scary. I was like, and we get through it. I was like, actually, that was kind of bad. I like that. That was great. I'm gonna go watch the first one, and then it just fucked me up. That first one, the second one actually was, I think, even scarier than the first one. There was a certain scene with the body bag like dragging through the hallways, and I don't know. So Dream Warriors has nothing to do like with how scary the first movies are in that.
Right. I do want to bring up though, now that we have drafted a few movies like The Exorcist and Aliens, that we had the most magnificent time when we were drafting the best. What was it? The horror. Most memorable horror movies? Is that what it was?
It was most memorable scary scenes in non-horror movies.
Oh, that's right. And Nate kept drafting horror movies. That's what it was. That's right. That's what was with you guys. And every time I've heard that scene, that whole segment just makes me die laughing when Nate just immediately starts drafting all these horror movies. And we're like, dude, that's a horror movie. That's a horror movie.
Yeah.
And here we are drafting horror movies now, and Nate's not here to participate.
He's
So.
scared.
All right.
We were harsh. We were harsh on that. We gave 0 points, and I'm hoping that doesn't come around to bite us in the ass.
Oh,
in
no.
this moment.
It was beautiful. Felicia, it is your turn.
All right, so I'm going to pick Maxine from X.
Oh, good
And cross
Oh.
my
A
fingers.
recent one.
That's good.
And I'm pissed because I actually know that one too.
And I'm going to give you a little insight that I know Zach is a big A24 fan, so that's going to be in his alley for sure.
I thought about putting that on my list, but I got worried about the memorable piece. I thought that was too recent for me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we'll see.
I went back and forth too. I'm telling you.
Like I said, for memorable for Zach is going to be, I'm assuming it's going to be memorable to him,
Yeah.
rather than thinking of like, how does the world as a whole see these characters?
If I was judging this, I would definitely think, what does the world think of this character? Blah blah blah. Did it spawn off different things? Blah blah blah. Zach's gonna be like, oh, that's dope. That's all he's gonna
I think that's what he's going to be thinking. So, all right, Scotch, back to
Okay.
you. You have an action movie star, and you've got 2 picks now to make.
You're an asshole. Okay. I'm gonna go. Well, see, the thing is, like, I'm old and he's young, and he always gives me shit about picking old stuff. So I'm gonna pick Alice from the original Friday the 13th.
Okay.
She kills Mrs. Voorhees, right? Cuts her head off,
True.
right?
Oh yeah.
Yep.
I don't remember her, so I'm just kidding.
Oh boy, how's that? That's so memorable.
Yeah.
I love it. Good
I'm
pick.
kidding. Yeah,
Okay, I didn't-
very
I
good pick. Oh,
Did
look
not
at
remember
that.
her name.
Okay, Tawny. So they can rag on us, but as soon as I say something, Brad's like, "Oh, hey, don't you pick on him?"
You do remember there was a final girl in the movie, though, right? You don't remember her name. But
Yes,
Yeah.
I'm joking.
Right.
I'm joking. It's a good pick. It's a-
No, lay into him. I'm
Yeah.
loving it.
Oh yeah, no.
I'm just
I-
looking at Scotch laughing to
Yeah,
myself.
I don't know. I went into this whole thing knowing I was going to get 4th place. I'm gonna pick one I actually saw, one I actually really enjoy, and I know that Zach likes this movie, so maybe this will help. I'm picking Grace from Ready or Not.
Ooh, that's a
good one.
Yep.
That's a good pick.
I have that one on here too.
That is a solid pick. We
Love
actually we did that movie back on the pod.
That was actually my first episode as a guest. Not just a judge. That was my first fill in as a
Yeah,
as
you
a
were
co-host.
on the actual pod, and
Love that movie. I had never seen it, and
that nail
really
through the
enjoyed it.
hand.
Oh, that
so awesome.
that was the worst part of the whole movie. That whole freaking.
That's a good pick. That was on my list, and actually I watched that with my family, and so when we were talking about this tonight, they were like, "Oh yeah, Grace, Ready or Not." I was like, "Yeah, she's badass."
Yep.
All right,
All right.
back to Felicia.
I have 2 I want to choose, so I'm probably going to screw this up, and I'm just going to go for it.
Well, the best thing for you to think about is, one, will Tawny pick it on the wrap? Because she's going to get 2 picks before you get your final pick.
Yeah.
But if you don't think she's going to pick one of them, then save that one, put that one in your pocket, and do the one that you think that she might steal. That's the draft strategy.
Now she's thinking she's got her fist up there.
Shoot.
Yeah,
I'm going to be so sad though if she chooses the one I wanted to choose.
That's
the worst.
I'm just gonna.
It is the worst.
I'm just gonna go for it. I'm gonna pick Danny from Midsommar.
Good
That's
pick.
a great pick.
I was too scared that Tony might take it.
That was on my list. That was definitely in my thinking for one of my next 2 picks.
And that's
I don't think it would have come back to you
And
if you didn't take it right
straight
there.
up, Ari Aster is Zach's favorite. That's his boy.
He loves.
He
He just sent us a link earlier today about talking about Scorsese, mentioning that why his movies are long. He's like, well, I like movies like Midsommar and Beau is Afraid. He's like Ari Aster's doing great things, with the long drawn out movies. He's like, I really appreciate that. So he's like, dude, Scorsese loves Ari Aster. So he's all fired up about that. And that was just today. He texted us that. So
So that was one of the best unintentional pandering picks I think I've ever seen right there. That was
yeah.
very good.
very
Ooh,
nice.
I'm getting scared.
See, and the great tradition of I've been in a lot of drafts. I've been in a lot of just cutthroat battles here on the BVK
I've seen some
pod,
things, man. I've seen some.
and I'm going to do something that is just cruel and or unusual to go ahead, and I know it's going to piss somebody off. But when the big plot is that you're getting an abortion, and your boyfriend's kind of pissed off, and
Oh,
you end up killing him at the end of the movie when you probably shouldn't have. I'm taking Jess Bradford from Black Christmas.
Yes.
How mean am I?
my heart.
You're an
Both of
ass.
us. She was on there.
She was on there for sure.
She was on there.
Tawny just keeps going. She was on there.
We're mourning.
I'm telling you, ladies, I know some strategy here, and I know when I've got something up my sleeve, because not only do I know that you all wanted this maybe, but also it throws off the scent that Zach's gonna be like, oh, maybe I thought I knew this is Brad, but maybe it's not. So I'm playing games here, y'all.
Smart.
I'm playing games. I'm in it to win it.
I like the strategy.
All right, so Tawny, you get your final 2 picks here. You're gonna make your 3rd and 4th picks as we go towards the end of this draft.
Once you pick, that's it.
Just 2 more picks.
No pressure. Don't overthink it.
Oh, I'm really nervous.
I'm so nervous.
Are you kidding? I've way overthought it at this point. Because you've changed. You have gotten in my head here a little bit on the. Gotta pander to Zach here. My next pick is my all-time favorite final girl, so I just have to do it. I just have to.
Yeah, you do.
Felicia's nervous. I don't know if it's who you think it's gonna be.
I think it might be.
Okay, I'm gonna go with Erin from You're Next.
Okay. I didn't think it was going to be that one, but that was the one that I was going back and forth between Danny or Erin, and I was like, which one is Tawny going to pick? Okay.
Ooh, I did not think you were going to pick it. I was like, I don't even know if that's going to register for Felicia, because you had a lot of problems with that movie, and so I was hoping you just forgot about it.
So I have a question about that. I saw that on the list. I know like she's kind of quiet, but then you find out that she's like the daughter of like a survivalist, and she's like badass and just kicking ass throughout the whole movie. Is this like one of those kind of like Ready or Not style movies where it's kind of a little bit comedy, or is this just a straight up horror movie that she's just tough in?
No.
Sorry.
Not.
I'm like nodding, and I don't even know what the hell I'm saying. Like, no.
It's horror movie. It's
yeah.
Okay.
It is straight horror movie.
I've seen it listed as horror. That there's comedy after it, or dark comedy. So that's bullshit.
Maybe I would say dark but the dark comedy element is really pretty minimal. Okay. It's like,
yeah, I agree.
Yeah, I would not classify it personally.
I was just trying to think of like
comedy.
my wife was talking about she had seen some list about movies kind of similar to Ready or Not, and like she kind of likes those. I'm like so I was trying to find things that she might dig, but maybe she's not going to dig Your Next.
I like those two together though. I think of Erin and Grace similarly, but
okay.
I think the vibe of Your Next though is just different. Like Your Next is kind of fun, and like, I'm sorry, Ready or Not is kind of fun, because there is kind of comedic. Your Next is pretty like scary. I would consider it like survival horror.
Okay. All good. But yeah, I saw that on the list, and I thought that person would probably get picked. Erin would get picked. So, all right, your final choice.
The final.
Okay,
final
you're
girl.
gonna pick this now. I know you are.
I don't know.
I can't wait to see the celebration or the look of defeat as this person is chosen here. Let's see.
I'm struggling. I have like actually 4 top picks after my top 2 that I've decided to ditch based on other things. So I'm like down in the middle of my list here.
Oh, you might want to venture back to the top. Come on, you got to give some respect to Zach.
Well, I know I'm kind of the thing is I'm weighing. Do I go a little risky? In my opinion,
4th pick's the time to go risky. That's the big swing for the hills is your 4th pick, because it's your 4th pick.
Oh, Felicia, if I pass on this one and you get it though, that's gonna be bad news for me.
You know what? There is one very risky one I want so bad, and I'm just hoping you don't pick it. I shouldn't have said that. There's one very common one that everyone's gonna choose that I hope you don't pick. I'm just kidding.
Yeah. Oh, fuck. I don't know. This is hard. Okay. This is so much harder than my first pick, actually. Is that common for people?
Well, you feel like it's your last one. You've got all these other, you have to decide now between, like, when you're making your first or second pick, it's like, well, I can get that person later. Now all of a sudden it's like, oh my gosh, this is my last person. So you definitely get that feeling of like, oh, I'm leaving something on the table if I don't take so-and-so. So it's a tough decision. Yes. But I will edit to make it sound like you made your decision pretty, snappy.
Okay. Well, I appreciate that, but you don't have to. Not for my sake.
Oh no, I do that for everybody. That's just the way.
Okay.
It makes it flow better.
Okay. After a lot of deliberation here, I think I'm going to risk it. I'm going to do a really risky last pick here, and I'm going to say Tangina Barons from Poltergeist. The medium from Poltergeist.
That's a good one.
That was on no one's list. I know that.
No.
Not on mine.
Not on mine.
No.
I thought of Poltergeist, but I did not. That's a good one, Tawny.
Yeah.
Okay.
Another movie that fucked me up as a kid.
I'll tell you later what I'm really surprised you didn't.
82. Yeah, we have our also rans. When we get to that, we'll go crazy and talk about all the things that we
oh God, I have so
that
many.
we should have picked. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. Me too.
Scotch.
I bet you have a long list of ones you wish you would have chosen.
I'm almost
Can't
out.
wait.
Okay, third, my final pick. And I had two in mind. One is maybe the kind of like, ooh, look at me, I'm kind of being slick here. The other one is just somebody I watched and it scared the fuck out of me, and I was just hoping that she would survive, and she did. But she kind of survives just by accident, not by being like amazing. But it also is a way for me to connect to the movie Summer School. So I think I got to go with my heart, and I have to go ahead and take Sally from the original OG Texas Chainsaw Massacre.
Oh, yeah. Good one.
Yeah, she did a lot of running.
She did a lot of running. She saw some absolutely horrific shit, but when she gets in that truck at the end and she is just like as relieved as a human being's maybe ever been, because she's just been through some trauma. I don't know. I really like it, and she's a good screamer, and she, that's what I'm going with. And I'm kind of pissed now that I said it. I kind of wish I went the other direction, but we are where we are. So there you go. All right. Felicia, your final pick. And I think you got the one that you saved. You put it in your pocket and it's still there, correct?
Yeah. Yes. I am going to, okay. So there was three I really, really like. One of them, I was for sure Tawny was going to pick this, but I am picking this. This may lose everything for me, but she is my very, very favorite final girl. So even if I lose, I want to call her out and inspire other people to watch this movie. I'm picking Sarah from Piggy.
Okay.
Oh shit, that's a great pick.
Right?
I didn't even think about it.
I thought when you were like, I'm going to go real rogue, I was like, shit, she's going to choose it. Okay.
No, amazing pick.
Interesting. I'm hoping so much that Zach has seen that movie.
Yeah.
Because that sounds...
Me too. Even if I don't win, I just hope he's seen it because it's so fucking great.
Sometimes it's like, the small victories, for sure. All right. Scotch Beck.
I'm in an interesting position here. Because
Sorry. I don't know why I laughed.
I literally don't watch any of these movies, but there's some that I do watch. And there's one that I really, really, really want to pick because I like it and I enjoy it, but I know Zach hates the movie.
Uh-oh.
And
that's tough.
And
yeah.
But I don't want to pick something else that I haven't seen.
Go with your heart. Come on.
Because I haven't seen it and I'm not exactly sure if it's accurate or not.
Go with your heart. We're losing this draft.
So right now, I don't give a fuck because apparently nobody remembers Friday the 13th, the OG already anyway. And apparently Ripley, I picked the wrong Ripley. So who cares? I'm picking Dana from Cabin in the Woods because she chose friendship over the fucking world. And she didn't kill the stoner guy. And next thing you know, the world got destroyed by giants. Spoiler alert.
That's a good pick.
That's a great pick.
Yeah.
And I
we're not good.
I love that movie. It's super entertaining, and and Zach hates it.
I'm glad you went with your heart.
Yeah. And Scott Ripley was like number 2 on my list.
I know.
She's killer in every movie.
I think it's just because I picked the second one, and Brad made it.
I'm just shitting on it because it's the action movie version. Yeah. It's the Marines. Oorah! Let's unload our machine guns everywhere and drop grenades on aliens and stuff.
There were some jump scares.
A little bit. Still a lot of shooting. All right, so that is our draft, folks, and this is I'm looking at this. I'm assuming I'm just going to go out on a limb and say that Zach's looking at this and he's going to notice that there are 2 lists that maybe have a couple more obscure ones than expected, and I think he's going to be able to kind of tell. I'm hoping, but he's going to be an objective judge. We don't know how he's going to judge. He could be the worst judge ever.
I have no idea where he's going to go.
We've had some judges who get super technical. Our judge last week, Hank King of the Hoisters, he brings in like crazy bonuses and like if your team would work well together, like he starts getting wild.
Oh my God, I love that.
Oh yeah, no, some of our judges do some pretty impressive things. I'm interested to see how Zach, what direction he goes. But we're going to go ahead and take a quick little break. We're going to come back and let Zach do his first ever judging of a BVK draft. So hold on to your seats. We'll be back 2 seconds.
Are you looking for a place for all things horror and don't know where to go?
Well, you've came to the right place, my friend. We are the Graveyard Club podcast. For all your horror needs, visit us on YouTube and Spotify, and you can follow us over on Instagram at the Graveyard Club Pod. See you there.
Ciao.
Bathymetrics, YouTube assist. Gonna point out all the shit that we missed. It's the draft judge, crushing dreams once again.
And you know he's sitting
That
there.
was great.
He's singing it, and he's about to crush our dreams.
I know.
Yes.
Man,
And I get to be the
wild.
draft judge this time.
This
so
is
exciting.
finally Zach is in the draft judge seat after singing that beautiful song that we've heard so many times before. He actually gets to crush dreams tonight, and some of us are, I think, kind of resigned to our fate. You know, like the worst victims in horror movies, and some of us are just trying to be that final person alive at the end. And
I'll say this: I could have sat in the room the entire time because I'm pretty positive I know whose teams are whose right now.
I love it.
Without
That's
even looking
interesting
at
because I can't wait to see if he's right about that.
we shall see.
Yeah.
Because there was some try to throw you off their scent a little
So
bit.
just to be so Zach, we talked and we were like, we don't think there's anything that needs to be clarified. It's just the final. I realized that I did send them the most memorable final surviving girl in horror movies, but then we kind of talked. We're like, if you're the final girl, you survive. So that word's not really important.
Sure most of them survived anyway.
True. I mean, I don't even. I thought about either docking or adding points if she dies, but yeah, she should live. She should live to be the final girl, right? I think so. I think that's kind of implied in the trope.
I would just like to say that, yeah, it wasn't final girl. It was final surviving female in a horror movie.
That was for Brad's text. When I told Brad, I was like, let's do final girls. Lori is considered like a great final girl, and let's do that for the draft category. And then Brad, being the overanalyzer, overthinker that he is, was like, I'm going to add like 8 more.
I don't know why I did that.
to this text.
I felt like in our text thread, like we were spot on, like on point. Okay, I think we got this. And then when I texted it, or when I messaged the Felicia and Tawny, I was like, I think I thought I did the right thing.
Final
then I went back and
surviving, born female,
firstborn,
blonde hair. Yeah, exactly.
I added too many caveats immediately, but no, I think we're on the right page here. And Zach, so you saw the results. What? Just first thoughts, and then tell us how you decided to kind of go about scoring this. What do you got here?
So first of all, I looked at the draft results, and I will say that y'all did well. I thought that everybody did a pretty bang on job. I had a list of people that I was thinking of, and almost all of them are picked. No one, and then there was 2. I think there was 2. Let me see. I had a one where I was going to give extra points for ones that I didn't think of, and I think there was only one that wasn't on my like master list. But I like it when we do the points by. I don't want to use my master list as anything. I just go by when you give me the 16 picks.
You rank them.
I rank those. The what I think is the number 1 pick out of all the ones that was picked gets 16 points. The number 2 pick gets 15 points, all the way down to the last person. Whoever I think was the worst pick is going to get 1 point, right?
Okay.
So then I add those up, and it was pretty close. It was pretty close once I added all of those rankings up. And then we started getting into some of my extra points. So I went pretty basic on it. I didn't get Hank on us and go real crazy.
we described a little bit about Hank today.
Yes. So I didn't go full hoist and heavies, but I did. Oh, the scary fridge is going again. Can everyone hear that? That's so wild. So I thought we're going to give 3 extra points for an amazing late pick. Somebody that comes in the late rounds that makes a pick that I think is like, oh my gosh, how did this get this far into the draft? And there was a couple of those. I also gave 3 extra points for one that I did not think of, one that I was like, oh, I didn't think of that. And then I gave a -3, and this is completely subjective. I gave -3 points for any team that drafted one that I have not seen the movie.
Oh, shit.
Oh, if you have not seen it.
Wow.
Damn.
That's a gamble.
And there was only one.
Oh, there's only one.
Damn it.
Shit.
I hope it's not the one that
Everyone knows it's me. Come on.
We will see. We will see. Hey, hold on.
now
There is no results officially. And you know what? You might have had so many points that a -3 still kept you in first.
Now remember, Zach is a youngster, especially compared to me. So maybe it was an old movie that he hasn't seen. Who knows?
We
I don't
shall
know.
see. Who knows?
We don't
Compared
know.
to Scott, I'm like a spring chicken.
Right.
All right. So
So let's go ahead and hear those scores without saying which team is which. Let's just hear those scores from.
the scores from
choice.
from top to bottom.
Top to bottom.
Top to bottom, just to be go against the grain here. So the scores from top to bottom are going to be 44, 35, 32, 29.
Wow. So
Okay,
so
so
the first
first
place
place-
kicks some ass.
Kick some ass, and then we've got a pretty close little bunch down between second, third, and fourth.
Then I shit the bed.
Yep. And so
Oh boy! All right.
so I have guessed in my head which teams are which. I will not reveal my guesses yet. But I am going to go. I will start with the last place team with 29 points. Team 4.
Team 4 includes Clarice, Silence of the Lambs, Reagan, The Exorcist, Aaron from You're Next, and Tangina from Poltergeist.
And I think this is Tawny's team.
Oh,
I'm so shocked.
Look at her.
Am I
I'm
correct?
shocked too.
Oh my gosh. Yeah.
wow!
Zach,
Damn.
I thought you guys
how
were
could you
kindred
do
spirits.
this to me?
So
Yeah, I don't know what's going to happen now. Holy shit.
this is okay.
Oh boy!
So the reason that you didn't get as many points as the other teams is because Clarice didn't get a ton of points from me.
Oh,
And I love Silence of the Lambs. But I decided that I was going to try and score this just completely subjectively. Reagan was your top scorer on the team, and I thought that, you know what? I almost should give you, for getting that with the 8th pick in the draft, I should almost give you a +3.
Well, it was
no,
fifth.
And you know what?
Reagan was fifth.
Fifth pick.
Fifth pick.
Oh, 5th pick, because it comes back around. Okay, never mind. You don't get a +3. But
Is this your first time drafting or judging?
Aaron got you a decent amount of points. I love that movie. I am not a Poltergeist guy. I do not like Poltergeist. I do not like ghosts.
Fuck. I thought this was. Okay. Fuck. I don't
This
like.
was the one that she was so like, should I
She
pick it or
did
not?
a lot of time thinking on her 4th pick, and then she went for a heart pick.
Well,
Just so you know, I fucking hate Poltergeist also. So I do not like that movie.
I thought it was a heart.
I
Like
love
this is
that.
close to my heart pick. Oh
No. No, this was my risky pick because it's such an unpredictable. Like you would
Okay.
not think of this, but
Okay.
she does survive.
She
and
does.
I would just argue, the reason why I picked her is that she's the most memorable. Like even before I actually watched Poltergeist, like I knew this character, so I
Yes.
felt like most memorable is what I was going for. But I fucking hate Poltergeist, so I'm with you.
shit!
I honestly think that it's a solid team just with Reagan and Aaron. Clarice is awesome.
Yeah. What's your issue with Clarice?
Yeah.
Clarice is, I feel, My problem with Clarice in this category is that she is a trained like FBI agent.
Oh, interesting.
Right? And so I think that like to me the final girl thing is sort of like
you don't expect it.
Just a scared girl that is either walking home or babysitting or whatever it is and finds herself in this situation and then has to find herself out of it. Now, Clarice does at certain points in that movie act like a scared girl that has been caught.
And she's
and has
walking
no
around in the
training.
dark and just
exactly.
Yeah.
But that is the
scary.
reason. That is the reason why I brought your number one pick down. But I still think that it's a solid pick and it belongs in the conversation for sure. But unfortunately, I got you in fourth place. I'm sorry.
Man, I felt, I'm going to be honest. I was at times I was scared. Other times I felt pretty confident. But my true risk here is I tried to go with non-obvious picks.
Yes.
Okay.
For final girls.
I definitely think you did that. And I definitely think that hurts you. Yes. But
I was definitely taking Clarice with the sixth overall. If you don't take her in that first wrap, I'm taking her right there at the sixth pick. I was going to take Clarice. So
I love Aaron from your next, though. I thought that's a great pick.
Thanks. That's my number one favorite final girl. I had to pick her. That was my heart pick. Not Poltergeist, but Aaron.
She got you some points, but it wasn't enough to get you all the way home. Okay.
Shocker right off the bat. So that was 29 points. So
that was 29 points. The next team has 32 points.
32 points.
And it is Team 1.
No surprise there.
Team 1 includes Ellen Ripley, Aliens, Alice, Friday the 13th, Grace from Ready or Not, and Dana, Cabin in the Woods.
So this was an easy one for me. Ripley got you your most amount of points. I like Ripley. Although she does fall under my trained category, sort of. She's like a doctor-ish. She wields that weapon like she knows what she's doing, but
she's not trained.
You still got a shit ton of points.
Michael Bain showed her how to use that weapon.
You got the second most amount of points.
The big discussion there
from Ripley.
was should it have been from Alien rather than Aliens, the actual horror movie.
Oh, I didn't even notice the S on the end of it. That would have hurt you. That would have gotten you less points. If you go from Aliens...
Wait a sec. Now Tawny's thinking like maybe she didn't get last.
I am.
That might be a -3 just because that moves you from like 15th down to like 6th or 4th there.
Yeah.
That's a rough one. That's a rough one. You're lucky I didn't notice that. I didn't notice the S there, but yes, it's got to be from Alien. We're going. The second one that you had was Friday the 13th. Also a solid pick. That got you 11 points. It was kind of right where it should have been. Kind of right where it should have been selected. Grace. While I love Grace, and I love the actress that plays Grace. What's her name?
Samara Weaving.
Samara Weaving. I love her. She didn't get you very many points. She got you 4 points. I thought it kind of went right where it should go. Not really. I mean, while I love that movie, not really a horror movie. And then you follow it up with one of the ultimate stinkers of my lifetime, which is
I told you guys.
You guys know that I hate Cabin in the Woods. And
absolutely declared right before he makes the pick, and he said, "Fuck it."
I would rather pick the stoner guy for sure than her. But and the Cabin in the Woods, fun movie, but just sort of a silly, campy, fun, like making fun of horror movies, which I can do, but it's just not. It doesn't work for me here.
Well,
so
Zach, I want you to know that I also hate Cabin in the Woods, and I'm just hoping that I'm getting extra points.
Tawny's team is moving up in the rankings. I love it. Although
I will say, in all the times that we've ever drafted, there has never been any like real actual post declaration of like 4th place, 3rd place. There's never been like, oh,
no one's ever changed, but you're working on it, Tawny. You're getting yourself into 3rd place right now. But no, Cabin in the Woods. I think I've said this on the pod. I hated it.
You hate it.
And then I watched it again and I didn't like it. I watched it again with my 12-year-old son. and he loved it. And I was just like,
That made you
"You
hate it
sure?"
more?
I was like, "You sure? Should we watch it again?" But he loved it, so that gave you a little bit of a bump there. But it wasn't the least amount of points you could get, but it was close.
I was hoping you'd respect me for knowing that you hated it, and I still picked it just to say fuck it.
Well, I knew it was your team.
I knew it.
Okay. So now we get to find out.
We're down to the final two here, and so we always do second place, and then we will talk about that team. So first place gets to celebrate in silence as they await their team's discussions. So
now I will say this:
it is me.
Very interesting happening.
I had positive points and negative points that I added onto the total after I did my rankings. Again, +3 for an amazing late pick, +3 for one I didn't think of, -3 if I haven't seen the movie. Both of these teams had multiple extra and negative points here. So
and Felicia called herself out. She thinks that she is the one who gets the -3 for have not seen the movie. But let's find out which team and how many points did they get in second place.
I think Felicia is correct, and I'm unfortunately with 35 points. Team 2 is the team. I'm sorry, Felicia.
Team 2 includes.
I'm going to tell you something. The movie you haven't seen. You're going to watch it.
You've told me before.
And you are going to be like, holy shit, I should have given her the win. I guarantee it.
We've had that happen on occasion where somebody's like, if you watch this movie, I would have won the draft. I promise. And I feel we're in that situation. But it was Team 2 included. Laurie Strode from Halloween.
Yes.
Maxine from X. Danny from Midsommar. And Sarah from Piggy.
Okay, so a lot of stuff happened in this draft for you, Felicia. First, you picked Laurie with the first pick, which I am of the belief that I don't believe that Laurie is worthy of the second pick of the draft. I've got Laurie down around like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, like the 6th in the draft.
See,
so not a terrible pick.
I want to pause you just for a second because it goes to a discussion we had earlier about what does most memorable mean to folks. And when Felicia made the pick, she was thinking, it is the most well-known final girl because everybody knows Jamie Lee Curtis, Halloween. And then we started talking. And I was like, I think Zach's going to interpret things on his own of what's most memorable.
What Brad should have put in that text with all those extra like additives to it. It should have been Zach's favorite surviving final girls in
yes,
or whatever.
Because I agree.
Oh, no.
I don't think I don't think Laurie is the most memorable as far as she's not my top pick for final girl. Definitely not. But most memorable in horror in general across all humankind.
To the masses.
If you are going to talk about a final girl, a lot of people are going to say, "Oh, Jamie Lee Curtis in Halloween." Yes, 100%.
All right,
Maxine got you some points. I love X. I love Maxine. I love that pick. She's just so like pleasurably disturbing to me. I love it. But with your third pick, you really turned this draft on its head because my number one final girl is Danny from Midsommar because I am a fucking Ari Aster, what do you call it?
Fanboy.
Home teamer, whatever it is. So you got an extra 3 points for Danny on Midsommar, which brought you up into a tie with one of the other teams while I was doing the thing. And I was like, oh, it's going to be close. And then you went with Piggy, which I have not seen, unfortunately, and it just took you right back down to where you were before the Danny pick. Can we just talk about Danny for a second? I think that is not only an amazing movie; it has such an amazing story arc. I love fucking Florence Pugh so much. She is she's great, absolutely astounding actress.
She's a goddess.
Yes, I love her in that movie. I think she is just like a combination of an amazing actress, beautiful, and just amazing.
I got a question for you, Zach.
Yeah.
If at the very end she doesn't smile, do you still think she's like worthy?
Well, that's her whole story arc. She finds
what if she didn't
happiness
smile?
with those people. If she doesn't smile, I mean, I still love it, but I think it works better with the smile. I've got the poster in my office with her fucking.
I do want to say. I do want to say that I said this to the team. I said, I'm going to make a pick that's going to make me lose. But I am so passionate about her and she's my all-time fave that I just want to mention Sarah from Piggy, just to even plug it to your audience.
Felicia.
If Zach doesn't watch Piggy within the next week, we'll kick the shit out of him.
No, I will not
Thank
only.
you guys.
I'll not only watch it, but I'm excited to watch it. And you've followed my draft model to a T here, to where at the end you pick something that absolutely is going to lose you the draft. Whoever is judging has not seen it, and then it loses everything for you. I do this in every single draft that we ever do. Okay. I'm always picking something, and they're like, "Why this guy picked a Korean movie for the 4th pick? No one's seen it. We have no fucking idea." And then this is what happens to me every time. So you're following in my footsteps. I thought your team was very solid, but it was not enough to overtake the juggernaut that was Team 3's 44 points with
Team 3.
Sydney from Scream, which holds a special place for me because I was a young man when I saw that movie in the theater, and it was a really cool experience. I really, really dig Scream. So, Brad, this was your team?
Team 3 was my team, yeah.
Yeah, that's impressive.
That sucks.
You did good.
Sydney from Scream.
You haven't seen Black Christmas. I'm positive of that.
Oh, we'll talk about that. Nancy from Nightmare on Elm Street.
Yeah.
Jess from Black Christmas, and Sally from Texas Chainsaw Massacre.
Yeah. So you got so a couple of things happened here. You got you got 14 points for Sydney, which I love. You got a bunch of points, like 10 points for Jess. And then for Sally, you got 9 points and a +3 for getting her so late in the draft, because it's so good. Are we? And we're not talking Jessica Biel, right? We're talking.
No, we're talking old school,
right.
the 70s. That's the one I know, and I got to mention Summer School when I
was just about to say.
Oh, another opportunity to talk about Summer
Can you
School.
Lose some points for that?
That's a -10 right there.
Thank you.
Oh, yeah. I love that I got to bring in Summer School and I got the win here.
And then the last like X factor was awesome 80s hair and Nancy from a Nightmare on Elm Street. Really really brought it home
cover.
for
I always think of the cover of the movie, just like
all the classics.
Yeah,
dude. Amazing.
See, I started
job.
off like that. Good job, Brad.
You
I
did.
started off like that with Lori, and then I have all these classics, but then I'm like, they're not really that memorable compared to these other people, but whatever. Good job, Brad.
If I was going to be,
I've been, trust me, I've got a lot of victories under my belt where I get shit talked just massively, and I appreciate all of the hate.
You don't have that many victories.
Thrive on the. I've got Darth
I think
Vader.
my team would kick your team's
ass. Embrace your hate.
Yeah. I think my team would kick your team's ass in real life 100%.
Yes, let the dark side flow through those veins. I love it.
So I tried really hard not to judge these on looks or anything like superficial like that. But
how upset were you when you saw fucking Brad's gonna win?
Well, I was a little upset. I was a little upset, and then I was like, not only is Brad gonna win, but it's gonna be because of me. And I was like, God, I hate myself so much.
I will say my choices, I did not choose based on Zach at all, but I will say that Jess Bradford pick from Black Christmas was a total like, I'm fucking with these ladies here because I know
it was an upset. Yeah, because we were gonna pick it.
They both looked at me like, "What the fuck are you doing?"
You guys just talked about how you never saw that movie. Like I was feeling pretty heated over this.
I was thinking that maybe at one point you were gonna think, okay, well, one of the girls definitely took Jess Bradford, and then Brad probably took Danny because he knows how much I love Midsommar, and so I thought that was gonna screw you up, and you're gonna pick the wrong team because of that.
I
thought for sure you just said you hadn't seen Black Christmas. That's the only reason I didn't pick her. She's like she's my third pick, and I didn't do it because I thought, oh, he doesn't even know if she's good.
No, the OG. I've seen it just recently. We talked about this.
I missed it.
I thought we just talked about this.
No, I thought you said you hadn't. I don't know. I wasn't listening. I'm sorry.
I wasn't really paying attention.
We're all podcasters here. That's what we do. And we were just like, we just kind of sometimes half the time we're not even listening to each other. We're just waiting to speak as usual.
So I've got a few that didn't get picked that I would have really loved to see. Oh yeah, we have a fucking theme song. Hang on a second.
Here we go.
How the fuck could we miss that one? I just don't understand. It's all so grand. You idiots.
Amazing.
All right. So Zach, you always, as the draft judge, you get to lead off and tell us what were the picks that should have been picked. We would have got more points.
Son of a bitch! I'm looking at a screen right now.
All right, let's find out.
So have you guys seen? I know y'all have seen it. Have you guys seen The Descent?
Yes, I had that on my list.
I
God
swear
damn
to
it.
God. I
That's
know.
the one I thought you were going to pick, Tawny. I thought for sure.
I fucking knew. And that was the one that I really struggled with on the last pick. I went between her and Tangina. And I was like, obviously Sarah is the also my second favorite final girl of all time.
You didn't go with
and
your heart.
I should have picked her. I didn't go with, I took a risk. And
Can I say I also, sorry guys.
Go ahead.
I also had, I had Sarah from The Descent or Sarah from Piggy.
Oh no.
Oh, it's tough. They're spelled differently too.
Thanks. So I obviously have not seen The Descent, and
Scott,
and I never will see The Descent.
You should see it.
Oh, it's amazing.
Why the fuck would I want to watch that? It sounds horrible. I read all about it.
Do it back to back. Do The Descent and As Above, So Below back to back.
No,
I think you'll love it.
I like my life.
So I had to go. So 14-year-old me would be remiss if we did not mention Jennifer Love Hewitt from I Know What You Did Last Summer, because
I had that low.
Fucking terrible, and just so my favorite actress when I was a little kid. That and what's the teen movie that she did?
The one where she's the pretty girl.
Yeah,
at
dude.
the high school
What is
party.
Can't Hardly Wait.
Can't hardly wait,
yes.
dude. I just absolutely fell in love with her. So
I did. That made me want to ask though, with Neve Campbell with Sydney from Scream, how much of that was affected, like you said, as a young man, and then a few movies later she does Wild Things.
Well, I'm not a big Neve Campbell guy, dude.
Oh, okay. I thought it was based.
I'm not
off
a
of
big
that.
Neve Campbell guy.
'Cause we've talked Wild Things a lot on this pod about how crazy of a movie that is.
Nobody picked my girl Monica Geller from Scream, who also survives.
How would you have thought about that with Sydney being picked? Do you think that picking Gail Weathers also would have been okay, or would you have thought
No,
Sydney's the right
Gail Weathers was on my list.
Sydney's the right pick, but I have a soft spot for Monica Geller. I can't remember her fucking real name. I'm sorry.
Jennifer? No, Courtney Cox.
Courtney Cox, exactly. What about Adelaide from Us?
Red or Adelaide, which one you want to think of.
Felicia, Tawny, what do y'all feel about Us? We love Get Out. I love Get Out. One of my favorite sort of new horror, not really horror movies. But what do you think about Us? Were you guys fans of that movie?
No, I didn't love it. I loved Get Out, but I didn't love Us.
But you didn't love Us?
That didn't even.
So I think that's quite a popular opinion. That's a pretty common, people liked Get Out and did not like Us. Felicia, did you like it? Didn't like it? You didn't like it. I can tell by your face.
No. I enjoyed pieces of it for sure. I like Get Out more.
Okay.
I thought Us was almost trying to be too clever.
Yeah.
It was kind of mixing comedy, and then it tried to be kind of serious at the same time. And I don't know, it was a little bit
too heady.
Yeah, a little.
It was one of my.
That's
one of my favorite genres. Is a 2.5 hour long Black Mirror episode that doesn't.
Yeah,
really get
and
where
at
it
the
needs
end
to
she
go.
smiles. Again, it's that smile at the end. It's okay, she's smiling. It's me. I'm the bad person.
She's like Taylor Swift. It's me.
Yeah, it's me. I'm the problem.
Yeah.
But
so those are my ones. What else? What else do you guys have?
I just want to stay on that lane for a second, because on some lists that I saw, Nope was included as the girl that ends up at the end of Nope. And I know Zach hates that movie.
We've decided that movie doesn't exist.
Okay, I haven't watched Nope yet, so I've
seen.
Oh
my God,
Zach!
I think it's one of the most dog shit movies I've ever seen, and I love.
Oh my God! I have to call my husband. He hates it.
Oh, your husband sounds like a smart guy.
He said it's the lowest scoring movie he would ever give it. And me and Tawny are blown away, but he loathes that movie. You are best friends right now. He's going to be so happy.
I loved Get Out. I loved Us. And I was just so excited about Nope. And the previews made it look so good. And then it was like a fucking sock puppet that his mom made.
I want to watch it at some point.
Don't watch it, Brad. It's fucking dog shit. I hate
Brad,
it.
watch it. Brad, watch it. Yeah,
you should.
Boy.
The monkey
Nothing
scene
was ruined for you just now.
Yeah, the monkey scene is the best scene in the movie.
Did you guys watch? He's the giant Ari Aster fan. Did you guys watch Beau is Afraid?
No,
not yet.
I bought it.
You just haven't been able to.
I bought it. It pales in comparison to to his 2 other movies, but I still really enjoyed it. You should definitely watch it.
3 hours. Expect it's a long slog, but
I just sent these guys a quote today that Scorsese has a new movie coming out that is called Flowers of the Moon or some shit. Did he tell you this already?
Moon, yeah.
Killers of the Flower Moon.
Killers of the Flower Moon.
Killers of the Flower Moon, and he has a quote in this article that I read that he says that he watched Midsommar and Beau is Afraid, and he went back and rewrote huge sections of the script in order to slow the movie down because he loved the pacing of Midsommar and Beau is Afraid, and he wanted to have this movie have the pacing of that, which I thought was fucking really cool. And I sent it to these guys and was like, haha, see, I told you this guy's a genius.
Danny should have won you the draft.
I can't believe it didn't win. I can't believe it didn't win you the draft. So what did I miss that you guys think should have been? What are our also-rans that you guys think that you could have picked that you didn't pick?
Ladies, let's let you go first. You're our guest, and we want to hear some of the ones that you guys were stoked about.
I have nothing to add.
Looking
anyway,
excited.
They've got lists. I can tell.
Okay,
you go.
So it's not like even necessarily, whatever, I'll just get into it. So besides all the ones that you guys picked, because I had this on here too for the most part, I also picked Noah from Fresh. I thought that she was great.
Oh, great pick. Didn't even think about her.
Thanks, Tawny. And then I
want to say, Zach, you got to say yes or no. Have you seen it?
I've not seen it.
Okay.
Is it one I got to see?
Okay.
Do I have to see it?
Yes, absolutely.
So good. Yes,
100%.
Okay. All right.
Watch it. Not necessarily that you would think she's the best.
Do I need to watch
you would
that
think
before or after I watch Piggy?
Just please watch Piggy. And then watch. Actually, it doesn't matter which one you watch, but I thought
Zach, you might get home.
You're going to really enjoy it.
You might get home early enough tonight to watch Piggy tonight.
I'm excited right now.
All right, what else do we got, ladies?
And so then I'll just tell you my last 3 which I don't think that you would have picked this, but I picked Jamie Lloyd from Halloween 4, the little girl, because she made a big impact on me, and I adored her when I saw that movie when I was younger.
Have seen it.
And then I picked Evelyn Abbott from A Quiet Place.
Oh,
and then
good one.
Yes. Okay.
Are we talking Emily? Are we talking Emily Blunt? Who are we talking?
Yes.
Okay. All right.
No, I'm talking Emily Blunt. And then there was 2 that I picked because I thought since you guys aren't super horror fans, they might be ones you picked.
Okay.
But Sarah Connor from The Terminator and Star from Lost Boys. Even though, I just thought, I bet they've seen this movie. And
now you're speaking these guys' language.
Star, the Lost Boys.
Yeah, you're speaking our language, but not the judge.
So I used to live.
Exactly.
So good call.
I used to live a block from the boardwalk in Santa Cruz, California, and both Lost Boys and Us both filmed at the boardwalk.
There's all. I mean, I was just like, I've walked right there. I've taken those steps down to the beach. I was like,
I love that. I love those. Tawny, what do you got?
Oh my God, I have so many actually. And you can tell from my list that I really tried to go outside of the normal final girl, right? Because I felt like I really hurt me.
We expected nothing less because we're talking to the 2 chicks that watch horror flicks. So of course.
Right. You know what? And somebody is listening to this episode right now and they're going, you know what? Tawny's picks, they were great. And I want you to message these guys on Instagram and tell them I should have won. That's what I want you to do.
I love when we have guests on that draft and they're just like, fuck you guys. My picks were great. I don't know what you were thinking. It's the best.
I actually won. So I tried to stay outside because I was like, everybody else is going to pick these, usual final girl picks. So my number 3 pick, and I actually skipped over it halfway through the draft because I was like, my next few picks, I skipped over them just because I was like, I don't think this is going the way I thought it was going to go. It's Tiffany Valentine from Bride of Chucky.
Oh,
yes.
Shit.
Yes, Tawny.
From Bride of Chucky.
Maybe I should have gone with that. Okay, because again, she's the villain, but who was going to put her on their list? No one.
No.
But me.
I did think of her, Tawny. So
okay, thank you, Felicia. Next up, I put Buffy Summers from Buffy the Vampire Slayer.
That would have got you some points.
I was really going
memorable. We're talking the OG.
Is that a movie?
Yeah, the movie.
Yeah, the original.
Christy Swanson.
Christy Swanson. Jeez.
Is that a horror movie though?
You get 80s hair points. There's a lot of points there to be had.
But horror movie, is that a horror movie? I always thought of that as like a...
It's a campy horror movie.
Okay.
It's as much a horror movie as the fucking...
Aliens.
Little Paul Rubens action.
Hocus Pocus.
Rest in peace.
As Hocus
Dude,
Pocus.
That's a horror movie.
I put Danny from Hocus Pocus in my also.
Yeah.
That would have got
Most
you.
memorable?
That would have probably got you
Most
some
memorable.
points.
Anyway, that was the lowest of my low of the list. In the same vein, because I was thinking, most memorable, who do people know even if they haven't seen any horror movies? It's Alice from Resident Evil.
Oh, see, I'm not a video gamer or a Resident Evil like fanboy, but I think, Brad, are you a Resident Evil guy?
No, but I've heard that like the first one's kind of like Alien, where it's like that's the kind of the horror movie version, and then later it kind of turns into more like action. Like all the sequels are kind of action more. But yeah, I mean, the Resident Evil games are scary as fuck. The first time I ever played that.
Who's the actress? It's the
Mila Jovovich.
Mila.
Gotcha.
Yeah,
From,
yeah.
from Days and Confused.
Yeah.
From Days and Confused fame. Gotcha.
Exactly.
I prefer Lilu from Fifth Element, but whatever.
Oh, is it the same
Tawny,
chick from
there's
Fifth Element?
one.
Yes.
Go ahead.
Yes. She's a supermodel. Sorry, I talked over you guys. I hope you want me on
We
again.
talk
Go
over
for
you
it.
all the time.
We're going to cut you out of the whole podcast.
Okay, I figured. Tawny, I'm wondering if you had this one person, and I had this person, I didn't mention it, but I think it would make you really like me again and confirm that you're happy you're doing a podcast with me.
Okay.
Rose from Silent Hill, I had on my list.
I didn't put her on my list at all because I just felt like it was too obscure. But yes, I love you and you're my favorite person in the world. And so
video game tie-ins that are scary as fuck. Silent Hill is considered some of the scariest video games ever created. So.
Yeah.
I love that we've taken friends, tore them apart, and then brought them back together through our podcast today.
yeah,
love it.
cute.
It makes me feel good.
Anything else to throw in there? Because I've got a few to talk about. Let me get a few, and then I'll bring them back to you.
Yeah. He's not going to pick any of the
Good
ones
call,
you pick.
Brad. Go ahead and take.
We actually talked about it a little bit earlier, but off the air. But I think Margot from The Menu. How would that have done?
That would
Yeah, I
have
have that.
not scored great, but I love that movie.
Oh, yes.
Oh, really?
It's just not a horror
I'm
movie.
glad I didn't pick her.
Anna Taylor-Joy can do no wrong in my eyes.
Incorrect.
but
Did you say it's not a horror movie?
That's
It
what
is
he just said.
absolutely a horror movie.
I think
No.
it was a horror
It
movie.
falls
No.
into my it falls into my too long Black Mirror episode category, but I love the movie. I really like it.
Okay, but technically, it is marketed as a horror movie.
It's definitely
a horror
horror.
movie.
It was
It's
definitely
a horror
marketed as a horror movie.
I
You're
thought they were going
correct.
to be eating people. That's what I thought. But
Yeah.
you know.
I just I don't think that would have been a terrible pick. It wouldn't have got you crazy points.
All right.
Okay.
Again, right on the verge of horror or not, Wichita from Zombieland.
Oh, okay.
I mean, her sister actually survives too, but Wichita's kind of the one that's like the.
I hate to admit that I actually enjoyed that movie, but it wouldn't have got you any points.
All right. And my final, and this is just bringing it full circle with everybody here, Alex, High Tension.
So yeah,
Oh yeah.
we can't. I didn't think anybody would pick it, and I'm glad that they didn't. It's too obscure, but
Yeah.
I think that I would have liked that pick for sure.
Okay. All right.
Yeah, good one, Brad. I have so much respect
I
for you.
know. I was like on the verge of picking it just to be like shits and giggles for the connection between our pods, but at the same time,
And anybody who hasn't heard the episode, that is when the two chicks first joined us. was
Yes.
for
Oh
that
yeah,
episode.
High
that's
tension.
true.
That.
It was a fun pod, and we had a fun time watching it. Just hearing the story about how me and Nate watched the pod with our friend Lieutenant Dan.
And how
worth the price of
how
admission.
disappointed Zach was that's how you guys watched it.
So I really
During
thought,
the day,
I thought they were going to watch it
holding
like
hands.
normal humans, and they were like, "Let's watch it with our well-armed, super buff friend sitting in between us
On a laptop.
on a laptop
in the
in
middle
a
of the day.
well-lit
On a laptop.
house in Reno, California."
On
That
a
was
laptop.
Nevada City, California.
Whatever.
You're close. Ladies, we a few more. We got to throw out a few more that you guys, and then we'll wrap this
Yeah,
up.
well, you guys got to go to bed. It's late over in what land do you live in?
I'm the same time
I
zone
believe
as
it's
you.
Idaho and Arizona, correct?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
it's
damn,
just
aren't
an
you
hour
both
later
in the
for
same?
me.
Oh, you're only 1 hour off? Okay. All right.
Arizona,
Well, I don't feel so bad.
Arizona's crazy because they switch. They don't do daylight savings. So sometimes they're with us, sometimes they're
Yeah.
not.
So weird.
What?
Yeah, it's kind of odd.
Let's add
Yeah.
that to our
Hawaii-
So right now I'm aligned with you
Hawaii
guys, but
and
coming
Arizona.
soon I'll align with Tawny.
Can we add that to
Because
our
we're
list of horror
smart. Come on.
horror topics? That's fucking scary. You guys don't
This
do
is like the
daylight savings?
smartest decision.
Oh,
Nobody
no.
should
Oh, now
anymore.
we need to get rid of
Scott,
that shit.
Now
No,
wait a minute.
Scott,
Arizona
you are an
politicians are
actual
making
farmer.
good decisions.
Yeah.
No.
Is that what we're saying?
Okay, I want to hear from the actual farmer to find out if he needs daylight savings to know when to farm. There.
No. No.
Please say no. Okay.
No. Yeah, I hate daylight savings time so much.
you.
And it actually like kills
It
people
actually,
and shit.
what's fucked up about daylight savings time is Scott is in the middle of the fucking shit in harvest right now.
Right.
And it's fucking dark while he's driving his tractor back to his house.
Yeah.
It's like so stupid. Like it doesn't even fucking help.
We need long days.
Yeah.
And
The daylight saving is set up for people that get up early and pick vegetables, I think. Not tree shakers. But anyways, Tawny, I need the rest of your list and I need it now.
I feel like I've done a lot. I don't know, Scott. Do you have some more?
Scott's got nothing.
Can I give?
Okay.
Tawny, can I give 2 more though?
Go ahead.
Okay.
And then I'll pick it up.
Okay, so I'll give my 2 more. This is like completely random. Was on the fence. Wasn't sure if it was horror, but I'm just going to mention it. It was. I went into this whole thing and I lost her name. Where is she? It is what an absolute ass I am. Oh, here she is. She's down here. That's why. Rachel from War of the Worlds, the little girl. Just because I really liked her, but I wasn't sure. But the one that I absolutely am so ashamed of myself that I didn't mention this. I'm very, very ashamed of myself. Is Thomasin from The Witch, and so I had her on my list.
I love The Witch, almost one of my favorite movies of all time. But is she a final girl? Because she's kind of a bad guy, right? Like, isn't she like?
She survives.
She
survives
survive.
by succumbing. She survives by just giving herself over to the devil and the coven of witches.
I mean, Danny's kind of the same type. I mean, Danny's not. I mean, at the end, she's kind of evil. She's like, oh, I'm joining the evil side.
She has to grease her broomstick with baby guts in order to fly. Isn't that fucking dope?
Danny has to put on the flower dress and listen to her friends die. Like,
dude,
I love that. We both went, dude. I love that movie.
I fucking love that movie. I probably wouldn't have given it great points because I was thinking about it the wrong way. But you're right. Like, she survives. She's a girl. It's fucking Anya Taylor-Joy. Like, I think that might have been a high score if I had more time to think about it. Yeah. God damn it. Okay, Tawny.
Over to you, Tawny.
Hit me with it.
Okay, I also did Wendy from The Shining.
Dude.
I also hate The Shining, but so it's kind of low. But
I'm ashamed. My son's reading it right now. I'm ashamed that I did not.
You didn't think about that?
I'm
going to quit the podcast.
I had to look at it. I didn't even remember that she survived.
That's a fucking
I'm gonna really
one.
I'm going to humiliate myself big time. I thought of her, and then I thought, oh no, she dies.
I also thought she died. I had to look it up.
Dude.
Yep.
That's a great call, Tawny. I suck. I'm a shitty judge. You rock. Go ahead.
That was like number 10 on my list. I should have moved it up. Whatever. That's fine. I also did Nancy from The Craft.
I thought about The Craft.
Okay.
Yeah.
The Craft. That's the one with what's the
Fairuza Balk.
Fairuza Balk. That's exactly what I'm thinking of. When I think of The Craft, I think of Fairuza Balk.
Yep. Exactly.
And I think
like, you know that character.
And Nev Campbell too. And who's
Nope.
Water Boy, yes. I'm sorry.
That's all. Or actually, she's evil in American History X as well. Like she's
dude.
She's fucked up in that.
Oh gosh, that's a great movie.
That's a fucking horror movie.
Yeah.
Go ahead, Tawny.
I did Amanda from Saw.
Oh yeah.
Okay. I'm down with that. I love that movie.
I love Saw. Which one?
I did Saw 1. I really flip-flopped between Saw 1 and Saw 2 because you could pick either. But I went with Saw 1 just because that's the trap. That's where they show the trap that she survived first.
Just and this goes in the Scotch and Brad our shared dislike of horror movies. There was just an article on a website that I go to that did the top like 60 or whatever traps from Saw. And had descriptions, all of them. I read through that fucking entire list.
Me
without
too,
seeing
dude.
any of the movies.
You haven't seen.
I ate it up. I was reading all about these horrible traps, but I don't want to see a single one of them.
Yeah, I was like, I want to read through this fucking entire list. I don't give a shit. I'm not watching any of these movies.
The Saw trap that got me is the fucking needles. Did you guys see?
Yeah, that was on the list. That was towards like the top 10
also one of my
list.
favorites.
That is like I'll
watch, and that's that character.
I'll watch people get stabbed all day long. Those needles, I was like, fuck this. I want to turn that shit off. That was fucking
I
intense
love the
for me.
Saw franchise, and I
Same.
think that you guys should come on our show. And we should watch the new Saw, and we should make them watch the new Saw. I have never seen it, but I heard good things about it.
You're evil.
These guys have never
we
seen these guys.
We definitely need to join
Ladies,
you again.
these
Yeah.
are grown men that have never seen the first Saw movie. Like they.
I saw the first Saw movie.
Oh, you saw it.
I have not seen the whole thing. I've seen like a part of it.
I saw the first one, and I saw the second one.
I didn't see that.
Okay.
either.
Okay, Scott.
Okay, Scott. Okay.
You get some points. You get some points from us,
He's got
Scott.
his floaties on.
That's hella cool, Scott.
He's in the pool with the floaties.
Fucking water wings.
Totally.
That's hella cool.
I dipped a toe and I'm like, fuck that.
Oh shit!
Okay, ladies.
Oh, I want to add one more because
God,
like, you guys, the horror
Brad's
movies,
list is never ending.
no, it's one I haven't seen, but I saw it on some list. Was Kirsty from the Hellraiser movies?
Yes, Hellraiser.
Yeah, that was on.
She's on my list also. Yeah.
Oh, yeah, I saw that.
I'm not
I'll
a big
stop
Hellraiser
listing.
guy. Go ahead.
Oh, I just was going to say I'm going to stop listing the rest of mine. But my one that I will throw out that I really was on the fence about, and I thought this is the least. I don't even know if this counts. I'm going to just say Christine from the movie Christine.
Absolutely.
Yes, absolutely.
Also directed by our guy John Carpenter, I believe.
John Carpenter.
Yep.
Bringing it back.
I wanted to say Carrie.
It twitches at the end, right? The
Yes.
the fucking cube of metal just kind of twitches, and it's like, oh, it's still alive.
Tawny,
Yes.
I feel like that's the best one of the
That's
night.
fucking wild.
I wanted to pick Carrie, and then I remembered that she didn't survive, and I was really sad.
Have you guys seen Titane?
Yes.
Yes.
She dies though, right? What about her metal baby? I guess maybe lives at the end.
The metal baby from Titane.
That would be my pick. Okay. All right. Ladies, thank you so much. We have taken 3 hours of your time, and you guys have been so awesome and so gracious and just absolutely pleasant to be around and not spooky at all. You guys aren't scary at all. I don't know what's going on. We thought you guys were going to be spooky and scary, and you guys are super sweet and nice. So we really, really, really appreciate you. Thank you so much for spending the evening with us.
We can barely talk shit on the picks. You know, that's just not in us. We're nice.
We don't want people to feel sad.
Oh, that's the best part of drafting. But did you guys feel that, like, I mean, we did the movie High Tension together, but did you feel the tension of being a draftee, like being out there having to make those picks? It's got a lot of tension involved,
Yeah.
right? It's kind of like being through a horror movie where you're just like, oh man, which direction do I go? I don't know if I should go up the stairs, if I should go out the door. Like, what the fuck should I do?
It's tough. It's
And then,
tough to
I have a lot of anxiety.
And then the killer comes in and murders Tawny. It's just terrible. The judge.
Oh, that was sad.
We can see it's not a visual medium, but like while I was making the picks, Tawny had the absolute like gamer face. She gave away no emotions, and Felicia was panicking the entire time. She was like,
I know if we're gonna go like if we're gonna go buy a house or a car or anything, my husband does not bring me because I am very expressive.
he's like, you sit here and
But
watch
we-
Nope. I'll go buy the car.
I know we mentioned it last time, but we absolutely adore you guys. We have the best time. We're constantly looking at ways to podcast with you. So thank you so much for having us.
Oh, thank you so much.
Appreciate it.
Y'all let us know, and we'll be there. Thanks so much for coming out, and we will see you next time.
And if we do join you again, you pick the movie. Brad does not.
yes,
Oh,
Yeah.
that was a mistake last time. You guys throw out whatever you want us to watch.
The weirdest thing, though, I swear to God, I don't know why, but recently I've seen a ton of posts on social media about Near Dark and people saying how much they love the movie. Even a friend of mine that I know posted about it and said, this is one of my all-time favorite movies, blah, 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 Bill Paxton, all this stuff. And I'm like, what is going on? Because apparently, there's people in this world that love that movie, and it was just the biggest pile of shit we've ever watched.
Wow, that was fun. That was fun.
It was fun.
we do. What's funny is that Brad will pick the biggest pile of shit, and then he'll pick some great movies, and I never know what it's going to be. It's just a fucking grab
A lot
bag.
of shit going up on in his head, man. A lot of wild stuff going on in his head.
All right, ladies, go to bed. We will see y'all later. Make sure that time doesn't change. We'll see you next time.
Thanks.
Bye. God, those girls are fun. All right, boys. We have to come back next week and do another podcast.
Make it sound like it's a horrible thing. We have to come back next
We've
week.
got to be back. We've got to be back. We've got a hopefully Nate can avoid his 7th illness in the past 8 days to see if he can join us. And if he does somehow miraculously fix his tummy ailment,
are we gonna do a Nate movie?
I think we are. I think we are.
We owe it to him. It's been a while.
So I don't have any idea what this movie's about. I don't know anything about it.
I've never seen it.
It is.
Are we all three of us have never seen it?
Never seen it.
I think there's a possibility it's one of those ones where once I start watching it, I'll
You'll
be
like, oh, I've seen it before.
I've seen it. But if you ask me right now what the plot was, who it stars, and I mean, I assume Hugh Grant's in it because it's a Nate pick.
Is it Julia Roberts too?
Yeah.
Okay.
I think I've seen part, like maybe a couple scenes, and I know that part of this movie has been drafted before in certain drafts that we've done. So hopefully that doesn't.
But it's not the
spoil
one.
It.
But we already watched the one with the big cards, right? The stupid cards.
Yeah, that was Love Actually.
Yeah.
Okay, so it's not. So anyway, the movie is Notting Hill.
Glowing reviews. Glowing reviews
from 3 guys that have not seen it. I don't think. And I'm excited. I'm excited to get my emo on. I'm going to.
I will say, regardless, I don't seek out his movies. I'm a sucker for Hugh Grant.
Oh, dude, is Hugh Grant in it? I was joking about that. I have no idea.
He is.
Oh, he is in it.
He's the movie, and he was in the recent Dungeons and Dragons movie, which you might think is a piece of shit, but it's actually a lot of fun. And he was in it.
I love me some Julia Roberts. She's
Julia
America's
Roberts,
sweetheart, man.
Yeah, I'm a big fan.
All right.
So, anyways, we will be back next week with our 4th missing co-host, and we will do some Notting Hill for the people. And put it on in the car when your wife's in the car. She'll score some points for thinking that you know what the fuck you're talking about when it comes to romantic comedies.
Check out the 2 Chicks in a Horror Flick podcast.
Yeah,
yes,
they are the best. And check out some of those Deluxe Edition Network pods as well. But most of all, tell your friends about BVK.
Oh yeah,
share it. Spread the word. We love interacting with y'all, and hopefully you like it, your friends will like it too. Yeah. Just tell them about it.
It costs you $0 to spread the word,
and this pod basically is making us $0, so
right.
We've got a lot in common,
so we're even.
So it's a net zero. Bye-bye.
I can brag your favorite podcast. The stars.